Oh shit! Killer clowns! No! Gotta watch out for those killer clowns from outer space. Alright, fears. Audience. Audience fears. Excuse me. Coffee first. Alright, now we're good. Now we're good. Alright, guys, what's up? Fears, audience fears, back at it again with another live stream. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you guys are doing utterly fantastic. I had a great day. I'll be honest. The morning started off hellish, and I'm going to get into it. Oh my lord. The people working at the convention center were morons. Well, the morning staff was. The afternoon staff and the night staff was very nice. The morning staff, morons. Oh my god. So much unprofessionalism. So the morning was kind of bad. But after we got past the little hiccup, then me and Dave had a good time. Even Dave was getting kind of perturbed. So, yeah. So even though the morning started off bad, which I'll get into, the afternoonish and night was fantastic. I just got home about... The convention ended at 8. I left at 7:30ish. Talked to my mom for a little bit. She was like, hey, was the con fun? I said, oh, the con was absolutely great. Came home, took a shower, kind of relaxed for like 15, 20 minutes, and then I turned on the live. So, yeah. Got a new hat, a little bit of Spooky Empire. Oh, I saw it and I was like, dude, I like black hats. I like hats in general. I like green. Green's one of my favorite colors. Give me that. Give me that hat. Wasn't too bad. I believe this was... I think it was $20. So not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too shabby. All my other hats that I usually get, unless I get them at Walmart. If you get them at Walmart, and I bought some hats at Walmart, you're looking at like $10, $15 at Walmart. All the other hats that I've gotten, around $20, $30. So it's not too bad. Anyway... I hope everybody had an amazing Halloween. I had a kick-ass Halloween. Oh my god, it was so much fun. It sucks that it's over. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that it's over, but you know, fears. I just keep up all of my Halloween decorations, and I'm going to start decorating for Christmas. I'm going to lay out some of my... Christmas decorations. Either sometimes I do it on Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, because I'm not going out on Black Friday. That is going out on Black Friday is a mind fuck and a half. You know, people going fucking ballistic over deals and shit, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I start my Christmas shopping like a day or two after Black Friday, because it's pretty insane, you know, trying to shop on Black Friday, and it's a pain in the ass, and people are going nuts, like, you know, like fighting and bitching and moaning and complaining over a fucking deal and shit. I'm just like, take the fucking deal. Anyway, so today's topics are, we're going to be reviewing my Halloween 2025. We're going to review some movies. We're going to review Spooky Empire Day 2, and then I got a nerd haul from Spooky Empire. I pretty much bought everything I wanted to buy today. The only thing I didn't get to today, by the time me and Dave, I almost said Jeff, excuse me, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted. By the time me and Dave got to the talent area, some celebrities had left for the day. You know, they had just called the day, like, you know, they're people too, like, hey, I'm going to get some dinner, I'm going to chill, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tom Savini had already left. But I got a couple of celebrity interviews. So I'll tell you guys all the celebrities that I interacted with. Now, some I interacted off camera. Some I got on camera, so it's going to be an interesting vlog. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. It's just been go, 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 go. I told Dave, and Jeff texted me and said, hey, Fears, we need to hang out, buddy. I said, oh, I know, man. I said, between work and visiting my family, I said, and now I'm an uncle, and I said, all the lives and the editing, I said, it's been just crazy. And he's like, Fears, I miss you, buddy. I was like, Jeff, I miss you too. He's like, when are we going to hang out? So me and Jeff, and he wanted to come to my birthday bash with me and Zach to Disney, but he had to, he had some type of family emergency. He didn't really tell me what was going on. It's none of my business. And he said, well, I got to set up for, he goes, I've got two things, Fears. He goes, I got to set up for my next convention, and I got a family emergency. And I said, don't worry about it, buddy. He did promise me, though, that we're going to hang out sometime in November or sometime in December, whether it's at one of his cons or if he's like, hey, Fears, around Christmas time, like, we should just go to Disney and, like, do a vlog together. And I was like, I'm down, buddy, so let me know, Jeff. Jeff's really busy. Like Zach, Jeff has got a family. Zach's got 2 kids, a soon-to-be wife, you know, because he's been going out with his lady for a while. I don't know when they're going to get married, but, you know, Zach told me, I think she's definitely the one. I was like, dude, congrats. And then, you know, Jeff's already married, so I'm the only bachelor guy. 1 tier. Hopefully next year I find my lady. I really do. I'm so sick of this bachelor life bullshit. We'll see. But it was an awesome time. So I told Jeff, though, I'm not doing shit in November, and the only thing I'm doing in December is going to Disney around Christmas time. I need to catch up on some sleep. It's been go, 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 go. I need to catch up on some editing. I got some movies to watch. I'm going to veg out on the couch during November. And then obviously I got to go to work and shit. So I'm going to catch up on a lot of vlogs in the month of November, December. Yeah. All right, let's open up the chat, and then I'm going to call Lantern. Larry! Get me a whatchamacallit. Oh, damn. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, Lantern. My bad. All right, here we go. Vlogs in the month of November, December. All right, here we go. Yo, Lantern's already in the chat. Yo, what's up, y'all? How you doing, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Well, I'm gonna call Lantern and see how his birthday. I mean, not his birthday. Fucking hell. How his Halloween was. So yeah. Yo, Bukaki, what's up? Good to see him. Well, I will say hello to everybody as soon as I finish talking with Mr. Lantern. So let me just give Lantern a call, see how he's doing, see how his Halloween was. You know. Also, Lantern, you shouldn't have throw away your pumpkin, Lantern, because they don't really start rotting, you know, until, you know, a couple days later, you know. So, Lantern, you should have kept your pumpkin. So, for next year, I'll tell Lantern that. All right, here we go. Lantern. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, twin? Lantern, I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you when you act like Banjo. No, I can't hear you, Lantern. Banjo, I want to talk. Banjo, I want to talk to Lantern.
Okay. What's up?
What's up, y'all? How you been, y'all?
Good, y'all.
So, Lantern, first of all, man, I had a good day. Did you have a good day?
Yeah, but you.
I had a fantastic day, buddy. It was a little rocky start to the convention in the morning because some of the staff there are complete morons and don't know how to do their job. And I'm gonna get into it in a minute, but after that, after the little hiccup, then it was great. Oh damn! No damn. Hey Lantern, guess what? At the convention, they had candy everywhere, and I had a chocolate bar.
Like
Should I say it, Lantern?
No, no.
I had a.
No, don't go there. Don't say it.
I had a. I had a Snickers.
No, no.
And then I also had a whatchamacallit. Oh, damn. God damn. All right, Landon, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Landon, it was a good day. What'd you do? Did you have a couple naps? Did you have some? Lunch? How was your day?
Yeah, yeah.
It was pretty good. Landon, what about your Halloween? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, did you?
Landon, I had a great Halloween. I watched the Lantern Show. I kept jumping back from the Lantern Show, watching horror movies. Then I did my live, and then I was on your live, dressed up as Snake Plissken. All the fans loved the costume. Got tons of footage. I had a couple drinks off camera. That was nice. I had a couple mixed drinks, and I got a good buzz going on, which led to my stomach hurting. I guess I overdid it because after I had those drinks and after I came on your show, I pretty much sat on the toilet for about an hour and a half last night, so that wasn't good. But besides that, it was still fun. It was still fun, buddy. All right, Landon. Well, I'm gonna go say hello to everybody in the chat. I just wanted to make sure you had a good time. I loved your Halloween show, buddy. Did you like mine?
Yeah.
Nice.
You remember mine?
What's up?
You remember my Halloween show?
I loved your Halloween show, buddy. I loved it. And thank you for allowing me to come on your Halloween show. It was awesome. I really appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later. Shung?
Hey.
Good old Lantern. All right, well, let's... We got 11 people here. What's up, guys? Shout out to all the loving and loyal fans. Well, I'm going to start from the top and say hello to everybody. So, right off the bat, we got the incredible impression. Zach, I can't wait. Zach, I wish you would have came with us to the convention today. The morning staff were complete morons, complete imbeciles. And like I said, I'm going to get into it. They were friggin' morons. The afternoon staff and the night staff was great. But the overall experience was a lot of fun. Even Dave was getting a little perturbed at some of the stuff they were doing in the morning. They are just complete nincompoops. I'm like, actually use your fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? It was a nightmare getting inside that con. I almost left because my patience started off here, a lot of patience, and by the end of it was about that much left. And I said, if one more wrong thing happens, I'm going to look at someone and say, fuck you, refund my money, I'm fucking out of here. I was that close because the morning staff are fucking morons. I'll get into it, you know. And I probably won't put that shit in the vlog because I started, you know, now I wasn't livid, but I was like, this is such a pain in the ass. And I was vlogging, so I'll probably just skip all that because I know if I put all that shit in there, those trolls will make that into a fucking video. So I'll probably not put any of that shit in my vlog. But let's just put it this way. The morning was absolute shit. Took me an hour and a half to get actually inside the con. What really should have took a 10-minute registration. I'm not kidding. I was like, these people are fucking morons. Hilarious. Anyway, I'll get into it in a minute. Yo, what's up, Bukaki? What's up, Mama Bear? What's up, Nancy? Nancy says, Fears, Bukaki. Zach, Fears, audience. What's up? I kept my composure, though, but I was... Well, no. I mostly kept my composure. There was one thing that happened, and Dave didn't see it, but Dave saw the tail end of it. I had to get a little short with someone because some idiot, like 20-year-old, 23, he looked 23, 24, some idiot 23, 24-year-old started to get smart with Fears. You know, when you're that age, you think you're a fucking know-it-all. I was like, this guy's really pissing me off. I was that close to punching him right in his face because he was such a dick to me and everybody else in the line. And I was like, I may go to jail today. I may just punch this guy because he was such a fucking dick to me and everybody else. And, I didn't, though. Thank God I didn't punch him, but, he was such a fucking asshole. I was like, This guy's a bitch. A whiny crybaby bitch at that, you know, so... Yeah, so I had to be a little short with him. Boy, did he shut up quick when the old fear's temper, got a rockin' on him. I said, trust me, I said, I'm the wrong person to fuck with. And as soon as I said that, he was like, all right, have a good day, sir. I'll get into it. It'll make sense when I tell you guys what happened. And I had nothing to do with it. Nothing. He started getting mad at somebody else, and I guess he was having a bad day. Then he got mad at someone in front of me. Then he got mad at someone behind me. Then he got mad at me. So I'm like, well, he was just taking his anger out on everybody. They all took it, and I was like, well, that's just not Fierce's style. I'm like, you're going to go nuts on me? I'm like, I'll go nuts on you. And he literally went nuts on, let's see, the person behind me, the person in front of me, and then another person at the very front of the line. I was like, this guy is a fucking moron. It was bad. But anyway. All right. But I'll get into it, though. Let's see. Yo, what's up, Bukaki? What's up, Joey? Joey says, yo. Let's see. Bukaki says, well, howdy, timeout master. That's Lantern. I would say I'm the block master. Well, I mean, I can time people out, but I'm more of the block master. But shout out to all my loving and loyal fans. But I'll only block you if I absolutely have to, though. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Here, check it out. Spooky Empire. I got to wear it on all night. It is plastic. It is waterproof because I got home, like I said, 20, 30 minutes ago. Also, the AC in the morning was not fucking working. Oh, it's on, sir. And I was like, it is not on. I said, or if it is on, it's barely on. I was fucking dying in there. I came in with a dry shirt, and I look at the lady. I go, look at this. Look at this. And I went like this, and sweat was dripping off my fucking T-shirt. And she's like, oh, I assure you, the air's on. I'm like, it's on very low, or it's not on at all. Everybody was dying there. Finally, at around 12, I think because the doors opened up at 11. Finally, around 12, 12:30-ish, finally it started cooling off. So they lied on their website. Oh, an abundance of AC. Apparently not. Oh, God, I cannot stand that. It's a hotel. I've never sweated in a hotel except for Orlando, in the Orlando area. I'm like, you know how a fucking AC unit works. You go over, you turn a couple of fucking knobs, you turn it down to like 67, 68, and you leave it at 68 or 69 because the more bodies that are in one, building, the more hot it's going to get. So use your fucking brain and turn down the AC. That's what I wanted to say. But what I really said was, oh, I assure you, sir, the AC's on. And I went, I don't think so. I said, because look how, I said it very nicely. I said, I don't think so, ma'am. I said, if it is on, I said, it's very low. I said, look at my shirt. I said, I'm dripping. She goes, oh, yeah, I know, I'm hot too. I said, yeah. So I said, I'd appreciate it if someone, I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one bitching about this. And I really wasn't bitching. I asked her very nicely. I said, I'm dying here. I said, has anyone else complained about the air? She went, oh, yeah, a bunch of people. I said, yeah. I said, well, I would talk to someone and turn it down. Thank God they did because it was so bad. Anyway, let's continue on. It was pretty bad in the morning. But thank God around 12 it started to cool off. So, Zach, hopefully we don't have that problem tomorrow. But after all the problems, then around 12:45, then things started to get better, thank God. Because I looked over at Dave and I said, I may just leave, Dave. I said, this morning has been terrible. And he's like, oh, don't leave, John, and they'll get better. And I was like, I hope so. But I'll get into the story when I start reviewing Spooky Empire. So thank God the day was way better in the afternoon and at night. So yeah. What's up, Tina? Tina, I cannot wait to try some of that amazing cake that Dave's going to bring over tomorrow. And then finally the hex will be off. So I think we should start off with the review because I'm sure you guys are itching to know what happened. Again, now I'm being honest, I did not start it. What really started it was this guy just bitching and moaning I don't know if it was his first job or whatever. He totally bitched out a woman. And that was the woman right up in front. Then again, he made fun of the person in front of me, started bitching at me behind that person, and then they made fun of the person behind me. So, but I'll get into it. So let me grab my book. So yeah, what's up, Zach? If anyone creates problems for us tomorrow, then allow Mr. Incredible to make an impression on them. They'll never forget. Go for it, Zach. I mean, really, Zach, like, I only lost my temper at that one guy because I don't think you should ever insult a woman, and he almost made that woman cry. I'm not kidding. What's up, Dave? Dave, I'm glad you got home safe. Me and Dave pretty much chilled all day. It was so much fun, except for that morning. And the morning, this incident only took about 15 minutes. But because this guy was such a dick, I had to calm down for a good 20 because I just felt so bad for that woman. Then he started bitching at the person in front of me, then bitching at me, and he called me a name. And as soon as he called me a name, I was like, okay, I'm taking this motherfucker down. And that's when good old classic old school fears kicked in. The happy-go-lucky fears went away, and I said, I'm destroying this guy's fucking life. And I pretty much did. So yeah. But I'll get into it. Because you guys will understand. No, Kate, it wasn't just me that didn't deserve it. Kate, literally, this guy in line almost made this woman cry. So already I was kind of like, I don't like it when men, because, I don't know what's the word. I believe women are really strong, Kate, but they're not as strong as men. And this guy was like overpowering this sweet, I don't know, this girl looked about, 29, 30. And I was like, she's just with her girlfriend. They're just trying to check into Spooky Empire. And this guy's giving her a bunch of shit. And then I tried to help him out. And it was a whole, then he started on me. And I was like, well, they may not say anything, but good old fears. I'm like, I'll set this guy right. So yeah. All right, so reviewing Spooky Empire. So Spooky Empire review. So I'll explain why I got a little upset. So yeah. Well, it wasn't just me, Kate. Other people were coming to her defense. I helped out. So everything was fine. So little things were starting to get me progressively mad as the morning went by. So first of all, I accidentally lost my Ghostbuster hat. I had my Ghostbuster t-shirt on. I stop. I got a soda for the drive down and so I go in and it was no one's fault except for me. So this was the first thing that ruined my morning. I have my Ghostbuster hat on. I went and bought my soda. I said, "Hey, can I use your restroom?" Go in. I just took it off and I must have put it on the sink while I was washing my hands. And I went to use the restroom and then I just forgot to put it back on my head. I get all the way to Spooky Empire and I went, oh, son of a bitch, I forgot my fucking hat. So now somebody has a Ghostbuster hat. So that was the first thing that I was like, fuck. And I loved that Ghostbuster hat. So now someone's got my hat. So I'm going to have to reorder that hat at some point. So that was the first thing. I get there. It took a bitch and a half to find the parking. It was, oh my God, it was such a mindfuck. And they don't have any signs. Then I had to wait in line to pull in. Ironically, I had to wait in line to pull into the parking lot, but then I found a spot right away, so that worked out. So then I walk over to the con. Then I get inside and I realize, I'm like, oh. And I didn't realize that I forgot my hat at the bathroom. I had to retrace my steps. So oh shit, I left my hat in the car. I walk back. I don't see it in the car. And I'm like, that's when I realized. I was like, fuck, I left it at the gas station. So I walked all the way there, which took about 10 minutes of a walk. So walking back. And so I'm starting to get hot. I'm like, oh, I'm so pissed off. I'm like, fuck this shit. So then I walk in. And here's where this guy that was working there pissed me and a bunch of other people off, and I set him straight. So I get in line for my registration. I don't have any control over the internet. The internet in the morning, because there was an abundance of people, sucked ass. I'd say I got to connect to the internet around 1 in the afternoon because then people started to leave. Then it was great. But in the morning, from about, I don't know, from 10 to about 12:45, the internet was fucking terrible. So the guy comes out, he looks about 23, 24, and already I can tell he's in a mood. He goes, excuse me. And he does that. And he goes, I need everybody's attention. He goes, we don't have time to fiddly fart around. I'm like, fiddly fart around? I'm Scout's honor. He goes, I need to have everyone have their phone out, ready to go. You pull up your tickets, you scan it, you grab your little brochure of the whole weekend, and then you move to the side for the next person. So because the woman, she had a hard time finding her digital tickets. The guy's like, hello, did you just not listen to me? He's like, hurry it up, lady. And I'm just like, I'm like, this guy's, he's getting my blood boiling. Someone in front of me said, hey man, can you just give her a couple of seconds? So this guy had no patience. I think this guy's patience was even worse than mine sometimes, right? So then he's like, well, I've got a job to do. And everyone's like, well, we understand that, but you don't have to be a dick to this girl. I stepped in and said, hey man, it could be the internet. So I tried to be nice at first. And he's like, no, you're wrong. The internet's fine. I'm like, actually, I said, I tried to look up the internet. I tried to look up the internet and I tried to connect. I said, it's probably because, sir, there's so many people at this event. So I tried to be nice. And he's like, well, did I ask your opinion? And in my mind, I'm like, that's his second mistake. And I was like, if he gets to 3, I'm destroying this guy's goddamn life. So I said, well, you didn't ask for my opinion, but I'm like, you shouldn't be so mean to this girl. Finally, the internet kicked in for her. Everyone's cell phone's different. He scanned it and he went, all right, like 45 seconds later. And he goes, thank you. And she's like, literally, Kate, the girl goes, you're a fucking jerk. And I was like, well, good for her for saying that. She walks away, right? It's the next guy. And he's the next guy. Then the next guy. Right? That's not true, Visions. I'm not like that. Don't even go there. Don't even go there, dude. I came to this woman's defense. So then she left. Then there's another guy. Then there's another guy. And there's a third guy in front of me. Then it's finally me. And I had it ready to go. Except my internet just had trouble connecting. As I'm finally getting to connect it, this is what really pissed me off. He goes, oh, Jesus Christ, with your fucking phone. He goes, can you hurry it up, you fucking faggot? And as soon as he said that, I looked up and I said, listen, I said, your attitude is fucking shitty. I said, let me tell you something. I said, you piece of shit. I said, first of all, don't ever call me that. I said, second of all, I said, it doesn't offend me, but I said, what if somebody around me was gay? I said, that would offend someone. I said, third, I said, that's so unprofessional. So I said, you better give me a goddamn apology. I said, because if you don't, I said, I'll knock your goddamn fucking teeth out of your fucking skull. I said, I'm the wrong person to fuck with, motherfucker. And then he just kind of froze. Kind of looked at me for 10 seconds. He knew that he had fucked up. So it was like a quick, it felt like a minute, but it was pretty much 10 seconds. He looks at me, I look at him, and I'm like, this guy better apologize. And he goes, all right. He goes, well, maybe I was out of line. I said, you were very out of line. I said, you were very out of line. And I said, I could go and tell your boss. I said, that was so unprofessional. I said, it's the internet, dude. You got to calm down. I said, we don't have control over the internet. And he goes, I'm just volunteering. He goes, I'm trying to make as much money. I said, I understand that. And I said, you're young. I said, is this your first job? I said, you look 23, 24. He's like, no, I've had 2 other jobs. I said, well, you don't treat people like this. So, and he goes, all right, well, I apologize. I said, look, just take a breath. I said, I'm sure the internet will get better. Finally, I said, just give me a second. I said, I'm sure it'll connect. My internet finally connected. And then I went, and as I was walking away, I couldn't hear him, but he started to get a little tiffy with the guy behind me, like I said. But that guy was a fucking asshole. So then I finally get in. Dave's like, hey, man, I've been waiting for you, because I called him. And I said, hey, where are you? And he goes, oh, I'm right by the Spooky Empire, merchandise. He goes, you'll see it, Fears. He goes, it's right at the front. And I said, okay. So I get there, I tell him what happened, and he goes, that's nuts. I said, dude, I said it was insane. I was like, this is absolutely crazy. So it was me and a couple other people, because I said some stuff and some other people, like 2 other people said something about the first girl, and I'm not, she didn't look like she was going to cry, but she almost looked like she was about to cry. So it was a mind fuck and a half. So what should have took 10, 15 minutes took us about an hour to get in. Once I finally got in, and I cooled off, like emotionally and physically, because that guy really got the blood a-rocking. It was so damn hot. Finally, they turned on the air, they made the air even more. If it was already on, then it was low. Whatever they did, finally it started cooling off a lot around 12:30. And Dave was nice, and he bought me a bottle of water. So Dave's the real hero. I downed the water. So Dave, I owe you $8, because that bottle of water was $8. I kid you not. Then things started looking up. So I'm just going to write down the morning sucked. The morning sucked. It really did. And Vision, I know you're just joking around. I'm like that sometimes, but not to the degree of that asshole. That guy was a fucking dick. I know in the past Fears has not had a good attitude. Hopefully you were joking, buddy, but I would never go to the extent that this fucking guy did. It was horrible. Larry said, is this true? Larry, I can't make this shit up. I'm not lying. I'm not kidding. Other people saw it. Other people jumped in. It was ridiculous. It felt like they were so unorganized, because when you get in, people were running around. And there was a lot of people. They even told me, they said, Friday is kind of chill. Sunday is super chill. Saturday is the biggest day when most people come. Most people buy the merch and all that. So they must have been super busy, because everybody was running around with their heads cut off. It didn't seem that organized, and I'm just like, well, then this guy is probably having a bad day, and he just took it out on me and a couple other people, which, Scout's honor, I've done that. I've took it out on people before. Not to that insane degree, but I've took it out on some people. But, I wanted to punch this guy in his face, because he was like such a smart-ass, 23, 24-year-old, but I was like, do I really want to go to jail today? I was close, but that guy really pissed me off. I wasn't the only people that was the other people in line. Like, one guy was like, why don't you just leave that girl alone? And he's like, well, I'm trying to do my job. And then I stepped in. I was like, well, I understand that. I said, we are not affected by the internet. I said, we didn't cause the internet to be shitty. I said, and I told him, I said, it's probably bad with all these people. Like I said in the story, I'm just like, dude, come on. And I said, plus, I'm like, she's trying. You gotta just a little bit more patience. It was bad. So yeah. All right, let me catch up with the chat here. Let's see here. What was the last? What was the last thing I read? Let's see. Men and women are equal, so if men can be insulted, so should women. I don't think so, Bukaki. That's me. I mean, I try not to insult women. Like, I felt really bad, like, when I called Kate a bitch. I was way over the line when I said that, and that's why I apologized. So, I don't think I deserved any of that thing for that stupid idiot, and so do the people in the line. It was so stupid. So, yeah. But after that, then everything was fine. But, man, that kid was an asshole. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what else. What's up, Pretend Stories? Bukaki says, wow, he was cruising for a bruising. Yeah, I mean, I was right there. Yeah. Anyway. It was bad. Did she say you smelt good? No, she didn't say anything about my smell, Kate. I mean, I had cologne on. I'm sure it's wore off by now, but I definitely stuck up for her, so did like everybody else in the line. I mean, the guy was just being an asshole. It was ridiculous. And I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. You guys can believe me if you don't. I mean, that's exactly what happened. It was crazy. So I'm glad other people, stood up for her too, because I felt bad. Well, I tried to, Bukaki. I don't know if it was me solely that saved the day, but I mean, I didn't get super pissed until he called me a fucking faggot, and then I was like, I'm gonna kill this guy. I'm like, I was so close, but I got 2 inches from his face, and I said, you either give me a goddamn apology or something very bad's gonna happen. And I could tell in his face that he's like, oh, I must have fucked up. Plus, you don't just call it. He got so impatient, like, God damn it, your fucking phone, Jesus Christ, just like show me the ticket, you fucking faggot. And I was like, oh, here we go. I'm like, all right, well, happy-go-lucky fears is gone. I'm like, time to kick ass and take names. So, yeah, if he wouldn't have said that, then I probably would have kept my cool. But, because I didn't deserve that. Because I'm like, well, I didn't call him a name. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, that part was bad. Let me catch up. Strong Bear says, yeah, Zach, if you bought a ticket online, screenshot it. Yeah, because, Zach, the internet was crap. I had to open up my phone, and then it says, to show tickets, click on a link. I clicked on the link, and then I just had to keep refreshing the page, Zach, until finally the internet connected, and then there was a QR code. They scanned it, and it says, welcome to Spooky Empire. The guy was getting pissed off that the internet wasn't connecting. I was like, I've got no control over that dude. And that's when he called me a faggot, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm taking this guy down. So, yeah. So, but if he wouldn't have said that, then I probably would have kept my cool. So, yeah. Anyway. Well, Larry, she did. She did have her ticket ready. It just is, she had the same problem as me and everybody else in the line. The internet was so shitty, and it was probably because, I don't know if this was the actual reason, there was so many people there in the morning and the afternoon that I think it wasn't just me and her. I think everybody had a hard time connecting to the internet, because the guy behind me, as I was walking off, the guy kind of gave the guy behind me, not as much crap as he gave me, but he gave that guy some crap. Everybody in that line was having problems connecting to the internet. So, yeah. So, and then when it finally connected, he was just giving her shit and giving her shit. So, yeah. So, I'm not Larry. I'm not lying. This actually happened. I'm not kidding. So, yeah. But, and I could tell the girl was trying, But, yeah. What's up, BPM? Well, I appreciate that, BPM. I didn't really care. I mean, it just ticked me off because the guy was so mature. But I was also like, what? I'm like, I'm not gay, but what if someone around me was gay and they got insulted by that? And I was like, this guy's being a fucking dick. So, yeah. Anyway. It was pretty bad. But, again, right after that, like once I finally got to Dave, and then I cooled off and got some water, then the day started looking up. So, yeah. Vision said, did anyone clap? No, nobody clapped. Nobody clapped, Visions. And so then I just walked up, met up with Dave. We kind of like, I told him what happened, and then after that, he was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, just the guy had a shitty attitude. And then I said, Dave, I thought you said there was going to be air in here. Because, I mean, my shirt was dripping. And he said, oh, well, it's so many people fears. He goes, I guarantee you. He goes, here, I'll get you some water. And I said, oh, I can buy my own, buddy. But Dave was nice. So, Dave, I owe you $8. So, Dave was nice. And got me some water. I sat down, chilled out, and then I was good to go. So, yeah. What's up, Richie? So, it was just that whole scenario, probably the initial "you're a faggot" and the initial with the girl and the guy behind me getting crap and the guys in front of me getting crap. It took an hour and a half to get in, but that scenario only took, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. It should have been a scenario that never happened. So, anyway. So, I'm going to write down the afternoon staff and the night staff was very organized. The morning staff, so unorganized. So, morning staff, so unorganized. People running around everywhere. It was so unorganized. It got more organized in the afternoon and the night time because I left around 7:30. The place didn't close until 8 o'clock. But by the time I drove home and all that, and then I talked to my mom, and then I got a shower because I was hot. So people running around everywhere. So because it got better in the afternoon at night, the morning sucked. The morning I'd probably give a 2 out of 10. The whole convention after that, probably a 9 out of 10. So yeah. So morning, 2 out of 10. Afternoon and night, 9 out of 10. Because once we actually got in, then it was like a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? And then when we got to the celebrity area, I didn't know if any celebrity was going to be kind of stingy about my camera, but everyone was waving. I did a full pan. I took you guys through all the area, and I got some celebrity interviews. I got a couple. I'll tell you guys who I got in a minute. Anyway. So, yeah. Vision says, well, howdy, chat. I didn't report the worker. Dave actually grabbed somebody, and I'm not kidding. Dave grabbed somebody from security. Dave caught the tail end of it as I was walking up to him. So I just explained what happened, and they said, was it part of security? I said, no. I said it was that young guy. I said at the check-in desk, I said he was being not only rude to me, but he was being rude to a girl, a couple of guys in front of me. I said then he was rude to the guys in front of me, the guy behind me as I was walking away. And he said, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll definitely take care of it. So I don't know what happened. But I said, well, yeah. I said, I appreciate you taking care of it. And I said, but the guy just has a shitty attitude. And he goes, yeah, you're right. He goes, you shouldn't have been called that. And I apologized. I said, no, don't worry about it. And then he's like, are you good? I'm like, I'm fine. I just wanted to let you know. So I wouldn't have said anything unless Dave grabbed somebody. So I'm telling the truth because ask Dave. Dave grabbed somebody. So I'm telling the honest to God truth. It actually happened. I couldn't believe that it happened, but it actually happened. So yeah. Anyway. Wow, figured you'd knock him out. Oh, Larry, I wanted to, but then I thought, well, if I knock him out, then they'll arrest me, and then I'll miss the con, you know. But oh my, I was pretty pissed, you know. But it wasn't just him calling me that. He had such a shitty attitude to those guys, and mainly that girl. Did not have any respect for a female. I was like, dude, you're a fucking man. Like, show a little class. You know? I don't know. It was just a bunch of... It was so fucking stupid. So, yeah. Let's see. Who would you have done the impression as a revenge? Oh, wait. You're talking to Zach. I'm trying to catch up with the chat here. I don't know if it was scary visions, but I would say, because I wasn't scared of this idiot whatsoever, I would say it was so uncalled for, but I wouldn't say it was scary. But yeah. In a way, I hope that guy's there tomorrow. I mean, he may be, Zach. I mean, he was at the front check-in, you know. I don't know if he'll be there. If he is there, Zach, I'll point him out because that guy was a dick. Yeah. But if you guys think I'm lying, I'm not. Ask Dave. Dave actually went and grabbed somebody. It's 100% the truth. Anyway. Why you want to fight so bad, Zach? Yeah, I wouldn't have fought Joey because then they would have arrested me. Now, if that guy would have pushed me or hit me, then it would have been on. But if he's just going to call me a name, I just got in his face and I said, first of all, I said, you're fucking with the wrong guy. And I was saying, and I went through my whole spiel. I'm like, I almost did the classic 3 things will happen. Me hitting you, you hitting the floor. I didn't say it, but I almost said it. I said, first of all, you're not going to call me a fucking faggot. And I said, second of all, I said, I'm not offended, because I'm not that. But I said, what if somebody around me is that? You're going to offend someone. And I told him, I said, you've got a shitty attitude. And I said, nobody can help that the internet is shit. And I told him, it's like this because there's so many damn people. I said, you got to have some more patience, So, and then I said, you better give me a goddamn apology or... And I quote, I said, I'll knock your goddamn teeth out of your fucking skull. Now that I said. And then he paused and looked at me, and I paused, and I was like, he better fucking apologize. I said, if not, it's on. He did, and then we moved forward. Anyway. Let's see here. Let's see. My morning was like 4.3. I know the feeling, bud. Well, again, it was so unnecessary, BPM. Like this guy, I'll tell you, my patience has gotten way better over the years. You guys know this. Like when you guys first met me, Fears had 0 to slim patience. This guy went from 0 to 10,000 in seconds. And I was like, dude. I'm like, this guy's fucking nuts, So that's why when you made that comment, Vision, I know you were joking around. I was like, I'm nothing compared to this fucking dick. Because I've never went that far. I've took it out on some people sometimes, and I didn't mean to. But nothing to this guy's degree. I was like, this guy's a fucking dick. It was bad. Anyway. But then, like I said, after that, then things started looking up. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. What's up, Pixel? Did you go up to art? No, Pixel, I tried. You'll see it in the vlog. I go out in the hallway, Pixel, to meet, what's his real name, Pixel? I forgot. David. There was a line to meet him. And what I did, Pixel, is I said, I said something to the effect, I'm vlogging, right? I said, hey, Dave. I said, I'm going to go interview some Art the Clown fans. I go up to this security person, Pixel, and I say, is this line to meet David? And she goes, oh yeah. She goes, not just here, but she goes, look down there. There was a line all the way down the convention center. So I'm filming. I said, well, guys, I was going to try to go up to Art, but I said, look at all this. I said, instead, let's go interview some people. So I walk up, and I went up to this lady and said, hey, you're a big fan of Art. I said, what's your favorite kill that Art the Clown did? And I went down the line and just, interviewed a whole bunch of random people. I said, let's go to the very last person at the very end of the line. I go to the very end of the line, and I said, dude, I feel so bad for you. I said, you're the last person. The guy's like, oh, yeah. He goes, I got here a little late, so I'm the last person in line. I said, well, since you are the last person in line, I said, give me your favorite kill. And then he told me, and I said, well, buddy, I said, good luck with this nice long wait. So, no, I didn't get a chance to because, Pixel, I shit you not, that whole big line, it must have took those people, I'm guessing, around 2 or 3 hours to wait through that line. It was insane, dude. I wish I could have gotten to go up to him, but the guy was just way too busy. And I was like, I get it. I understand. He's just way too busy. So, yeah. Anyway. But I would have liked to, Pixel. I saw him. I saw him in the distance. But But yeah. Anyway. But I really wanted to, but at least I got some interviews. I did get some cool interviews today. That was nice. So I got some interviews. So got some interviews with some attendees, and I got some interviews with some celebrities, which I'll go to in a minute. So celeb interviews. All right, so here's the interviews I got. So I got an interview. My buddy Keith CAGAN was there. Took some pics with him. Took some pics. Got some video. He said, "Hey, Fears, long time no see." I asked him a couple questions. Caught up with him. His wife was there. I got an autograph. I'll show you guys the autograph in my bag in just a second. So I got Keith's interview. So Keith. And he's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. I have him on Instagram, Facebook. He follows my YouTube channel. He's such a cool guy. I didn't get Bill Moseley on Camera Visions, but I got to chat with Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. But that was off. That was off camera. But I just went up to him. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "I'm a big fan." And I said, "Can I tell you my 2 favorite things that you've been?" I said, "Obviously, I love Chop Top." But I said, "I don't remember what YouTube channel you were on," but I said, somebody linked me. I said, "You stayed overnight at that guy's house, and you guys did an interview." And he goes, "Oh, Adam." He goes, "The guy that directed Hatchet." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I love those interviews where, like, he invited you and Kane and Daniel Harris over to his house, and you guys had, like, a Thanksgiving meal, and then you guys did, like, a Christmas edition." He goes, "Oh, yeah." He goes, "Those were fun to film." He goes, "Adam paid us, and like we got to have a full-on interview and a meal, and I stayed the night at his house." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Those 3 or 4 episodes that you did on Adam's channel," I think his last name's Green. It's the guy that directed Hatchet. I said, "I love those things." I said, "But mainly I love Chop Top." He goes, "Chop Top's a really cool character to play." That guy was so nice. That guy was fucking awesome. So I talked to him off camera. Then I got an interview. I forgot the guy's name. It's the guy that plays Santa in Terrifier 3 before Art kills him. I interviewed him. And then he was also at Jeff's con, and he kind of looks like Francis off of Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's not him, though. And then he was in U.S. Marshals. I saw him in that, and he was also in he played Grandpa in The Munsters, so I interviewed him. So that guy from The Munsters, I don't remember his name. It's Daniel something. So Daniel from Munsters. And then a bunch of celebrities like were waving in the background. I went into the talent area, and I was just like, "Hey guys, this is the talent area." I said, "I'll try to get as much footage as I can," and everyone was cool with the camera. Like, I walked by some of the Terrifier actors, and they're all waving. So you guys will see them waving in the vlog. So overall, I got 2 really good celebrity interviews. Pretty sweet. Keith, I think, was the best one because he knows me. So it was pretty damn awesome. And then me and Dave, before we went into the talent area, there had to have been... Dave, what do you think? How many vendors? Probably, I'm going to guess, I don't know the actual number. If I had to guess, well over anywhere from 250 to 300 vendors. We didn't even get to all of them. We got to about half of them. And Dave's like, "We'll check out the other vendors later on tomorrow." So I'm going to write down around 250. I didn't really do an intense count. So anywhere from 250 to 300 vendors. I made a couple deals with some vendors. Got some good stuff. Pretty cool. No movie props. Not yet. We didn't get to the movie prop table yet. So, yeah. So, just a recap. Morning sucked. Afternoon and night rocked. Parking was such a mindfuck and a half to park. Good celebrity interviews. Hung out with Keith CAGAN. Interviewed Daniel from The Munsters. uh, interviewed Keith Coogan. Pixel, I went up to, I talked to him off camera. I didn't, he was so busy, I didn't get a chance to talk to him on camera. And I waited towards the end of the night, Pixel. I went up to Kane Hodder and said, Kane, I don't know if you remember me. I said, do you remember going to an old convention? I said, they don't put this convention on anymore. I said, do you remember a guy named Dave Dyer, Contamination? And he goes, I do. And he goes, St. Louis, right? And I said, yeah. I said, I don't know if you remember me. I said, you choked the shit out of me and got a photo. I said, my face turned bright red. I said, I almost passed out. And I said, I interviewed you 3 times. I said, it's okay if you don't remember me. I said, I know you meet a lot of people. And he goes, you kind of look familiar. I said, do you recognize my last name, Fears? And then I showed him a photo. I showed him the photo. The photo's on my Facebook. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, Fears, I remember this. And he goes, how are the interviews doing? I said, I haven't looked at them in a long time, buddy. But I said, thank you for the 3 interviews. I said, yeah, they went great. And he goes, so when did you move out here? I said, back in 2018, at the end of 2018. And he's like, why'd you be here? I said, I just found a good job. And I said, I got sick and tired of Missouri, And I said, I just wanted to change. I said, and then he was like, you ever think I'm moving back? I said, yeah. I said, one day, maybe. So it was fun to catch up with Kane. So I talked to him off camera, though. So Kane. And then I agree. I agree, Dave. Good finds. Dave found some cool shit. I found some cool shit. So good finds. I pretty much bought everything I want to buy. The only thing I'm going to do tomorrow is Tom Savini left by the time me and Dave got to the celebrity area. So I said, Dave, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow. Those celebrity autographs are so expensive. I got one from Keith because I always try to, since we're friends, I try to, throw him some business, like I try to be a good friend. That's why I always promote like Randall's channel and your guys' channel. That's why I always buy shit from Vision's website because I try to be a good friend and support not only my own stuff, but support all my friends' stuff. Went right up to Keith's booth. There was nobody there at that time, and we chatted for a good, I'd say 10, 15 minutes. I bought an autograph, and I got them all right here. So the ones I've got so far on the wall, right there, are Don't Tell Mama, Babysitter's Den, Adventures in Babysitting, and then Toy Soldiers up there. So he did 2 episodes, I believe, of Tales from the Crypt. So I got him to sign a Tales from the Crypt picture that he was in. I forgot the name of the episode because the name of the episode was not on the photo, but I said, just say 2 fears. Put your favorite line of dialogue from that episode. He goes, oh, I can do that, Fears. Got that. Got some pics with him and his wife, and we did some selfies. So I'll show you guys all the pictures in just a second. I didn't take a lot of photos, but I took some good photos. So yeah. I'm going to use the restroom. I shall be right back. Give me 2 seconds. And then I'll catch up with the chat, and then we'll continue on. So yeah, 2 seconds. All right, I'm back. No. So I'm trying to hit all the highlights. If I forget something, Dave will fill you in because I know Dave's going to review whatever I forget, on Sunday. So Dave, if I leave anything out, let me know. Me and Dave got to try some free coffee, so that was good. So free coffee. So good finds. Me and Dave tried some free coffee, which, by the way, it was really good. Me and Dave try free coffee. Dave bought some cool stuff. I bought some cool stuff. Probably the coolest thing. There's been a Blu-ray that's been really hard to find. I saw it on some guy's table, and I was like, "Give me that." So found some cool stuff. A lot of nice vendors. Eventually, it cooled off. I'm gonna write that down. So afternoon, but in the morning, it was just so goddamn hot. So that didn't help the morning situation. So afternoon and nighttime, plenty of AC. And then me and Dave I got to be interviewed. Dave filmed the entire interview. There was some people from Spooky Empire. They had a massive, film camera set up. They saw me vlogging, and they said, "Hey, you're a YouTuber." I said, "Yes, I am." And then they said, "You want to be interviewed, for the con?" And they said, "You can, plug your own channel." Dave filmed the whole interview, so you guys will get to see some behind the scenes. At the end, I got to ask them a couple questions, and throughout the vlog, I asked a bunch of I asked some celebrities, and I asked some attendees some horror movie questions. So I went up to some attendees, because you guys like when I interview people. Like whenever I think Larry or Pixel or somebody said, "I liked it, Fears, when you were at Star Wars Day and you were asking everybody what's your favorite Star Wars character." Since it was a horror con, I did these questions. I was like, "What's your favorite horror movie?" Then I asked someone, if you got to be the killer in a horror movie, what's your go-to kill? Like, how would you kill that person? I got a lot of interesting kills. One lady said I would drip acid on them, and I was like, that's a cool kill. So I interviewed. So I got some great interviews. I got to be interviewed, and Dave filmed. I asked them, I said, "Where's this going?" They said, "Well, we're going to put it on our Spooky Empire website." So I don't know when that's going up. And then they said, "We're going to have it on the YouTube channel." And I said, "Do you guys mind if I use some of it?" And the guy's like, "Oh, well, your friend can film it from the side." So I was like, that'll work. So Dave stood on the side, and it was a full-on, real interview. They gave me a mic to hold, and I was like, oh, this will be fun. They were just asking me questions about horror movies, asking me, "Hey, is this your first time? Have you been here before?" I said, "Nope, first time." They said, "How you been enjoying it?" I didn't tell them that the morning sucked, so I lied and said, "Oh, yeah," I said, "I'm having a great time," because overall, well, it was kind of like a white lie. Overall, I was having a good time, except for when that bullshit happened. But I said, well, since they're professionally interviewing me, obviously I'm not going to tell them that my morning sucked. So I said, "Oh, yeah," I said, "We haven't went in yet," but I said, we're doing good. They asked me some horror movie questions, and I think they asked me what my favorite one was. I said Halloween, and I think they asked me what my favorite costume was, and I told them, I said, "Oh, I went as Snake Plissken and all that." So overall, I didn't lie to them and said, "Overall, I'm having a good time." I said, "We've been kind of in and out." I said, "We saw a little bit. We came out." I said, "Me and Dave started at the front where your guys' interview is." And I said, "We're working our way that way." Overall, it was a great interview. Dave saw the whole interview. Dave filmed the whole interview, so you guys will get to see it. All right, Richie, see you later, buddy. So that was cool. Yeah, Dave, that was another good one. Dave said, I think it was some girl I asked the same question. She goes, "Oh yeah, I would kill them. I would take someone's body and I would throw it in a dryer and I, turn it on." I was like, "Oh, so a dryer kill?" I'm like, "There you go." I'm like, "That'll work." So, got professionally interviewed because normally I'm interviewing someone. So you guys will see that. So Dave was filming from the side. So yeah. So overall, I'm going to give Spooky Empire a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And then when me, Dave, and Zach get home tomorrow, we're either going to sit here and I'm going to pull the coffee table back that way, or I thought about taking one of the fans' advice and flipping the camera and having the Halloween tree in the background and having the camera this way and filming this way and us sitting in front of the tree. Or we may sit on the couch and we're going to review day 3 tomorrow right after. So yeah. Chicken Wizard said, "How was the con?" Overall, it was good, Chicken Wizard. Just the morning sucked. So yeah. Let me catch up with the chat here, because I don't want to miss anyone's comments. Let's see, the last thing I read was... Let's see, where did I leave off? Let's see. If I missed anyone's chat, I'm sorry. Did you get it in the vlog? When it, no, I didn't vlog that, Richie. I should have, because that guy was a dick. Pretend Story says, "Zach, you and John get along really well." Yeah, man. Zach's a great friend. Zach's a good guy. Can't wait to beat his ass in mini golf sometime in November. Hell yeah, Zach. That's right, y'all. I'm sure all the ladies there were swooming. Good work, Fearsman. Not a problem, Visions. The sexiest girl, Visions. I don't know what costume she was wearing, but it was like half Lily, half Elvira. She was so damn sexy. I wanted to ask her out, but I was like, nah, she's way out of my league. I'm like, there's no way I could pull that off. There was a lot of sexy lady there. A lot of good costumes there. I'm going to write that down, too. Everyone, I loved the passion. Everybody was wearing all their Halloween costumes. Everybody was wearing costumes from different movies. Some of them weren't even like horror movie characters. Like one guy dressed up in a Star Trek uniform. I'm not kidding. So there was costumes from all over the place. So good costumes. So good creativity. Good costumes. So I tried to cover the highlights. So I wrote all of this and all of this. Whatever I forgot, it'll be in the vlog. So yeah. So hell yeah. Let's see. What's up, Triple? What's up, buddy? Let's see. What's up, horror fan Lance? I met Art. He's pretty cool. I live near his hometown. Oh, that's what's up, dude. Right on. I wanted to. Lance, I really did want to meet him, but his line was like half a fucking mile long. You guys think I'm kidding? When you guys see me interview people in his line, it was so damn long. And I filmed myself talking to the guy at the very end. So I started the front. I interviewed someone there. I said, "Hey, what's your favorite kill that Art's done?" I go in the middle, ask some girl that was, I don't know, she had some ears and she had a tail. She was dressed up as a cat or a doggy, or I don't know what the hell she was doing, but she said she was part of a club. And it was all dogs and cats. I don't know if it was a sexual thing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I interviewed her, and she's like, "Oh, my favorite kill is when Art did this." And I said, okay, cool. And then I go a little bit more, and then I get all the way to the very end, Lance, and I felt so bad. And he had stuff in his hand for Art to sign, or Dave, excuse me, not Art, David to sign. And I was like, dude, I feel bad. You're the last one. I said, you got quite a wait. And I said, well, while we're here, I said, what's your favorite kill? And then he told me. But I wanted to meet him. Maybe his line won't be as big tomorrow, so we'll see. Yeah. So Vision says, so what you're saying is that you saw bits and pieces of Art. I know what you're doing, Visions. Yeah, I did. Because I saw him from a distance. I just couldn't go up to and talk to him. I wanted to just to say hi, and shake his hand. I wanted to, but his line, again, was so damn long. I was like, there's no way that line's going to move that fast. And so, yeah, it was a while. What's up, Dagnus? He says, yo, Fears. Larry said, how is Keith? He's doing pretty good, Larry. Me and him, like I said, talked for 10, 15 minutes. I got an autograph. I got some pictures. I'll show you guys here in a minute once I catch up with the chat. Because I'm about to do the Nerd Hall. So, yeah. Oh, man. I met Bill Mosley as well. Oh, that's what's up. Nice. Yeah, Fears has known Keith for years. Yeah, a couple years. Because Larry, he's been to Jeff's show a bunch. I don't remember how many times, but he's went to Jeff's. Because I don't want to lie and say, oh, he's been there 3, when really he's been there 5. I don't actually remember how many times. He's been to my friend Jeff's conventions. I know for a fact more than twice. I mean, we've been friends for a while now. He's a really nice guy. So, yeah. Did Chop Top happen to say if they found funny to finish that? No, he didn't say anything about that. But he was a nice guy. Bill Mosley is such a nice guy. That guy was so cool. I said, big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. And I said, how can you not like Chop Top? He goes, it was a cool character to play. And he goes, back then I didn't have much acting experience. He goes, I was just getting into this acting gig, and I went for that. And he goes, that character popped up, and I was like, hey man, you got to start somewhere. And he's like, yeah. Very nice guy. Very easy to talk to. Very, very cool guy. So yeah. Let's see. Elvira was cash only. Well, Dave got that, I think, the day before. Right, Dave? But, yeah. Vision says, paging Mr. Lantern. Mr. Lantern, you have a telephone call at the front desk. Which, by the way, Visions, that's one of the greatest scenes out of, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. That's a good scene where you can see his mouth moving and the fucking lines are dubbed over it. That's fucking hilarious. I like the breakfast making machine. That's a good scene, too. And then, the only scene that creeped me the fuck out when I was a kid was when he's asleep in the hospital, and then all those weird-ass clowns are, like, in hospital, and they take out a hospital gurney, and they try to perform surgery on his bike and bring his bike back to life, and that guy pulls down the mask, and he's got, like, a devil smile. That, as a kid, scared the absolute fucking bejesus out of me. I know, I'm a wuss. But I was a little kid when I saw Pee-wee's Big Adventure for the first time. Now, I watch it as an adult, and I'm like, yeah, this scene's fucking hilarious. So, yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. Bukaki says, was it that batshit coffee? No. It was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was very strong, Bukaki. Dave liked it. I liked it. That was some good-ass coffee. They had it in a little cup. We had a little taste test. I filmed it for the vlog. I gave it a big thumbs up. The only thing I didn't like is it was cold. They didn't heat it up, because I only drink coffee that's hot. I don't like cold coffee. But besides that, the actual taste of it was good, and it was strong coffee. So, yeah. Yep. I haven't had dinner yet, either. I'm going to have something light. And then after this, I'm going to allow myself one movie. And then I'm off to Betty Buys. Also, I filmed the timer going off. Remember the Snake Plissken timer? It ended around, I want to say 4-ish. but I got it on camera. The buzzer went off, and I said, "There you go, guys." I said I've ran out of time to watch as many horror movies. I'll be honest, I didn't get through that many. I got through Halloween, the first one, and then I watched Escape from New York, and then I watched 2 episodes of Roseanne, the 2 Halloween episodes that I like, and then I kept jumping back and watching a little bit of Lantern because, Lantern's my friend. I wanted to support his Halloween show, so I would watch like an episode, and then I'd watch Lantern for a half an hour, then I'd go back and watch another episode, watch Lanterns for a half an hour, then I would watch a movie, watch another hour of Lanterns, and I kept jumping back and forth. So, yeah. So, I got through 2 movies and 2 episodes of Roseanne. But, 2 amazing episodes of Roseanne. She has the best Christmas and Halloween episodes. I don't know of all time, but in the sitcom for sure. Because she loves Halloween as much as I do. And those Halloween episodes are fucking on point. So, yeah. Dangness says, Richie's got some diapers to attend to. Yeah, probably. Oh, come on, Larry. Let's not bring up Casey. Because I don't really want to talk about her. Let's not bring that up, buddy. All right. I'm trying to catch up with the chat here. Let's see here. Chicken Wizard says, damn, that's crazy. Oh, yeah, Chicken Wizard. It was a whole fucking thing in the morning. But as soon as I got some water in me and as soon as I calmed down, Dave, I'd say me and Dave I got professionally interviewed about maybe 15, 20 minutes after that. Chilled out, and Dave was like, hey, Fears, you cooling off? I said, yeah, Dave. I said, finally, the AC's kicking in. And I said, Dave, are you hot? He's like, yeah. I said, that lady, I said, she's not lying. But she was like, oh, yeah, it's on. I'm like, well, then it's on very low. It wasn't just me dying. I looked around. People were fucking dying of the heat. One guy was like going like that. One lady had like one of those mini fans, and she's fanning herself. It was miserable in the morning. Finally, when the AC kicked on an abundance, I cooled off, and then we were about to go in, and then that guy saw me vlogging. He's like, hey, you want to be professionally interviewed? It's going to be on the website, and we're going to put it on the YouTube channel. I was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, can I do a shameless plug? He goes, shameless plug away. And I went, well, hell yeah. So I got a little bit more exposure for the channels. I got a couple of, anytime you go to a con, people are intrigued, when you're vlogging, when you're like this, filming away, obviously they're going to get curious and be like, oh, like, hey, what are you filming for? So I got a couple more subs. Dave got a couple more subs. So now the sub count is up to, let me look. Excuse me. The sub count is up to 200, on the main channel, 2,862. So we're so close to hitting 3,000 on the main channel. And then finally on Fears Vlogs, I've been at 700, 1,700 and whatever for so long. Now I'm at 1,802. So we're so close to hitting 2,000 on the vlog channel. So we're making progress slowly but surely, my friends. So all the hard work, all the vlogs, all the live streams, it's all paying off, my friend. Somebody just messaged me. Give me a second. Sega Camp says, call me. I'm falling asleep. All right. I'll call you, Sega. Hang on. And then I got to catch up on the chat here. Hang on, Sega. Sega, I'm going to have you on a panel soon. Sometime in November, I'm going to have all the guys on a panel because I know you guys have been wanting me to do a panel for a while. It's happening. I just haven't been in the mood. But it's going to happen here soon. Very, very soon. Yo, Sega. Hello? Hello?
Just gotta be.
Yo, Sega, what's up, dude? How you been, man? It's been a while. How you been?
You have such impeccable timing, dude. Impeccable.
Well, you told me to call you, so before you went to sleep,
It's just because I'm falling asleep. I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Blue Jays go against LA Dodgers. At the time when you just
Nice.
LA just scored a home run and tied the game.
Well, what's the score?
4-4, LA Dodgers versus the Blue Jays.
4-4. Nice.
As it's coming out to the end of the game, it's the top of the ninth.
Oh, top of the ninth. Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's intense. Sega, I'm sorry that I haven't had you on the channel in a while, buddy. I've been working. I'm exhausted. I've been doing con after con. Been editing. I've been running around with my head cut off.
I've been doing a lot of editing myself.
And then I went to go visit my family.
What?
I said I went to go visit my family, so I gotta edit that travel vlog here soon. I've been busy, buddy, but I'm gonna do a panel soon and have all the guys on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to get at least 6 or 7 of us. I'm gonna get you, me, try to get LC, try to get Visions or Bukaki or both. Try to get Larry in there and Lantern. So we'll try to get as many people on there as I can. You know.
Yes.
So hell yeah. So that'll be soon. I don't know when, but soon, because in November I'm not going to any cons. I'm gonna just go to work. I'm hanging out with Randall for Thanksgiving, and then I'm just gonna try to catch up on, if not all my vlogs, I'm gonna put a good dent in it for sure.
Of course.
Well, anyway, buddy, it was good to see you. How was your Halloween? Anything exciting?
Not really, though. Although I did dress up as Alucard.
Did you see my Snake Plissken outfit?
I haven't.
I will send you a photo, buddy, after this live stream is done. The fans were liking Snake Plissken. How can you not like Snake Plissken? I had the wig on. I had the watch. I was going nuts. I was going fucking ballistic as always. It was amazing, dude. I had so much fun. And then Lantern did a live. I was on there hanging out with the guys. Then I went to Spooky Empire today. And then we're going to Spooky Empire tomorrow with me, Dave, and Zach. So it's been fun, but Fears is getting exhausted because I've been very, 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 very busy.
Yeah.
But I miss you, buddy. And I'm glad the only footage of the Sega Camp Gamer that's not up is I still need to edit our long version of the Halloween skit that we did. And
the Disney vlog. You gotta get the Disney vlog.
Well, the Disney vlogs are up, but there's some leftover footage that I haven't uploaded yet to the main channel, but I will.
Yeah.
So I'll get to it as soon as I can, my friend. You and the fans have been really patient. I've been trying to get them up. I really have. For a while, I didn't edit because people was giving me a lot of shit, and you know I can't edit when I'm miserable. So, yeah, people were giving me shit. I didn't feel like editing, and it was a whole fucking thing, as always, you know. So, yeah. But good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, but now the bottom of the ninth.
Bottom of the ninth.
Just if the Jays get one in, just get another home run in, they could just end the game right here.
Oh, well, there you go.
The game.
There you go. Well,
Game 7, the final game of the series. Here we are at the start of November. Fears, why is baseball still going at the start of November? It usually ends about the end of October.
You know what, Sega? I knew that you liked hockey. I had no idea that you were into baseball, too, because I like baseball.
Yeah. Hey, I'm from Canada. You know what we have here in Canada besides the Maple Leafs? The Toronto Blue Jays. And guess what, Fears?
Yeah.
We've already won the World Series back in 92 and 93.
Oh, yeah, now we're talking, Sega. Yeah, because I knew you guys had hockey because Canadians pretty much invented hockey, but I didn't know you were a baseball kind of guy. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, back as a kid, I used to have a Toronto Blue Jays cap as well.
Oh, yeah, Sega. When I was a kid, I was on a bunch of baseball teams. I played 3 positions: first base, third base.
Baseball though, but you know what though? I don't mind him. I don't mind watching it on the big screen back at home.
Oh yeah.
And here I am.
Oh yeah.
Here I am right now. Top of the dot, the bottom of the dot.
Top of the 9th, buddy. Hell yeah, buddy.
To the World Series. It's coming down to Game 7.
Oh yeah. So Sega, I played 3 positions. When I was a kid, I was left outfield. I played third base, and I also played first base sometimes. My favorite, though, I don't know why it was my favorite. I just enjoyed it a lot. I loved playing third base the most. That was just like my go-to thing. Like, I would look at the coach, and I was like, hey, coach, I don't care about playing on first base or in the outfield. I'll play wherever. But I'm like, if you need me at third base, just kind of, give me a little tap, and I'll be right over there at third base. And he was like, go for it, Fears. And I was like, yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. I don't know. I just felt at home at third base. I was a rockin' third baseman.
Right here, right now.
Nice. Well, Sega.
Vladimir, and he really gives them a. He really does them a swing it out of the park.
Oh yeah, Sega. I'm gonna get back to my my stream, but it was good to talk to you, buddy. Message me on Facebook and let me know who won the game. All right.
I'll try to, but it looks like if this goes in extra innings, I could be up until like 1 or 2 in the morning, perhaps. Who knows?
All right. Well, just send me a message, and if I don't read it tonight, I'll read it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you later, buddy. Have a good one.
See ya.
All right. Peace. Well, that was nice. That was nice to catch up with Sega. I hadn't talked to him in a while. All right. Let me catch up with the chat here, and then we'll move on. So, yeah, let's see here. Zach says, you're still going down, Fears, with mini golf. Only in your delusional mind, Zach. I cannot wait. It's going to be lambs to the slaughter. Oh, yeah, I cannot wait to play our game. It's going to be epic. Chicken Wizard said, hey, Fears, I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, me too, because that guy was nuts, Chicken Wizard. But again, as soon as I got some water and the AC kicked on finally, and then I got professionally interviewed, Chicken Wizard, then everything was okay, and the rest of the day was fucking amazing. So, yeah. Break out Georgia the Tourist again. Oh, yeah, Joey, I should bring that back. But again, I don't know if that's one of my favorite cosplays. I'd say my favorite cosplay, Joey, of all time, it's either been dressing up as the Sega Camp Gamer or, because I haven't done much cosplay, I've done Georgie the Tourist. I went as Sheldon Cooper one year. I think I vlogged that, and then I did Sega. So I'd say Sega was my favorite, like, cosplay character to do. The only thing is I could not find a green bathrobe. I looked everywhere, online, offline, and I just bought that blue one. It's back in Missouri. So, yeah. Vision says, effing hell! That's right. That's right, Visions. Strong Bear says, Living Dead cover costume. Oh, yeah! That's right. That's another good thing. So, Visions, I know you like Return of the Living Dead, just like me. I come out of the bathroom. Dave said, hey, Fierce, look to the left. I looked to the left, and I went, holy shit. Not only did I get a photo with them, which I'll show you guys the photos in a minute, I got some video footage. They recreated the Return of the Living Dead movie poster with the biker guy and then the zombie girl with the red shirt, and then they had the tombstone with the spray paint on the tombstone. That's probably my favorite cosplay. And I looked at Dave and I said it in the vlog. I said, Dave, I think that gets best costume of the con, at least on day 2. So, Dave, I'll be very surprised if somebody actually beats that on day 3. So, let me write that down. Best costume on day 2. Best costume, Return of the Living Dead poster. I mean, they went all out. They had zombie makeup on. And it was that green, fleshy type, you know. You would have loved it, Visions. Visions, you're not much of a convention guy, but since you like horror movies and Halloween, if you ever wanted to go to Spooky Empire, you'd love it, buddy. I'm telling you, I mean, and it's massive. I'm going to write that down. Once you actually get into the con, like I said, it was around 200, 300 tables. Nobody bumped into my elbow, thank God, you know, because at MegaCon, it was all like this, people bumping into me. Thank God that didn't happen, because I don't like to bump into anyone else and, like, invade their personal space. So you had plenty of space in there, so Living Dead was the best costume. Plenty of room. There we are. All right, let's see here. Yeah, David's line was long when I met him as well. He met his mom and sister there. His mom hugged me. That was pretty cool. Oh, that's what's up, Lance. There you go. That's cool. Chicken Wizard said, hey, Visions, I got my shirt. Oh, there you go. Thanks for grabbing that, Chicken Wizard. Chicken Wizard, what type of shirt did you get? Let me know. Thanks for the cool stickers. Nice. Well, Chicken Wizard, I think you would know by now. I've bought so much stuff off of Vision. He always throws in those extra goodies. So, way to go, buddy. Way to go on the shirt, Chicken Wizard. Way to go, Visions, for throwing in those extra gems. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. The only one I threw away, it was when me and Carrie was really turmoil. Visions, as an extra goodie, sent me a sticker of Carrie. In retrospect, I wish I would have kept it and put it on the shelf. But I was like, I'm going to keep everything else. But I'm like, there's no way I'm keeping a sticker of Carrie. And I threw that away. So now I regret it, because now me and Carrie are semi-cool. But, and I heard she's doing better, so that's good. Let's see. Hell yeah. Got the King Cobra never did. Oh, so you got the King Cobra shirt. That's what's up. Nice, Chicken Wizard. Even though I didn't know him too well, it really sucks, Visions, that Gothic King Cobra passed away. I mean, it sucks when any family or friend or loved one passes away, but a really, like, good friend, like my buddy Eric, we've been through thick and thin. If Eric just died tomorrow, I would be fucking devastated. So, I get it, Visions. You and him are really good buddies, and he seems like a really nice guy. So, it sucks. It definitely sucks. You know what, Triple? I should just watch it tonight. I haven't selected anything. I should just watch Goodfellas tonight. I think I'm going to Goodfellas it up tonight. So where is it? Hang on. Oh, shit. Where did I put it? Hang on. It's either in this pile or it's over there. Hang on. Let me find it. I'm going to have to find it, Triple, but I will watch Goodfellas tonight. As soon as I find it. It's here or here, but I'll find it. So Goodfellas is the watch for tonight, so get ready for a review either Sunday or Monday. So, yeah. So that's happening, buddy. Goodfellas is a rockin' tonight. Oh, man. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, nice, Lance. Dodgers just tied it up. Well, that's what's up. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I didn't know that Sega was a baseball guy. I'm like, that's cool. Mama Bear says, John, I like your Spooky Empire hat. So do I, Tina. It looks fantastic. I'm glad you like it. Because I felt naked without it, you know. I accidentally lost my Ghostbuster hat, and I was like, fuck. So when I got in, I went right up to, after I chatted with Dave and told him what happened and got caught up, I said, Dave, is there a merchandise area? And he goes, right over there, Fears. Went up. I said, do you guys have any hats? They said, we have 2. They said, we've got one with white and black that says Spooky Empire. I was like, well, I like green. I said, throw me that one. So it does look quite nice. So even though I lost a hat, I gained a hat. It just sucks because I loved that Ghostbuster hat, so I'm going to have to reorder it. So that's going to be a pain in the ass, but it'll be all right. It'll be okay. Were there any anime sluts there? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, Bukaki, I don't like to call girls sluts anymore, so I would say there was a lot of beautiful ladies there, a lot of beautiful women there. And I almost went up and asked out this girl. I don't know if she had a Lily costume on or a Elvira, because Lily and Elvira, I'm sorry, not Lily, Morticia. Morticia looks very familiar like Elvira, so she was drop dead, I mean, gorgeous. I was like, Fears, don't even waste your time. You can't pull that off. But I'm like, you're an idiot, Fears. You don't know until you try. So I came that close. I should have, because she was rocking. I mean, rocking and shocking. Oh, yeah. But I was like, no, Fears, you're a wuss, and you didn't ask her out. Fuck. That's right, too, Visions. I did that. I forgot about that. I did throw away the Pick Rob sticker, and you all know why, the reason I threw away the Pick Rob, because Pick Rob is a disgusting fuck, just like Matt Man. So, 0 out of 10 on the Pick Rob sticker. There you are. But pretty much anything else that Visions has sent me as an extra goodie, I appreciate, buddy. All my friends loved the Walmart edition shirts. So that was cool. The stickers have been a rockin'. The mugs, I use the personalized mugs that you made me like at least once a week, and then all the other mugs. Hell yeah. So thanks, buddy. Hell yeah. Goodfellas is already lost in the Blu-ray seal. Yeah, but I'll find it. It's either here or in this section or in this pile. So I'll find it. I'll find it. Don't worry, Bukaki. I will find it. So Triple, I promise. I'm going to watch it tonight. It's going to be a good watch. I can't wait. All right, I'm all caught up. All right, here we go. So, overall, I'm going to give Day 2 a 9 out of 10. We will see what Day 3 brings us. All right. Time to do a nerd haul. I'm going to show you guys all the stuff that I actually got at the con. So, here we go. All right. My handy-dandy convention bag. Never let me down. All right, here we go. So, just like I said right off the bat, I got Keith Coogan's autograph. It says, "To Fears, best wishes from Walters," because that was the character Walters he played in Tales from the Crypt. But there he is in Tales from the Crypt. There's the signature. So that, whenever I get a frame, it's going to go on the wall right over here with all the other ones. So, thanks, Keith. I appreciate that. Sega wanted me to tell all you guys that bases are loaded. Thanks for the update, buddy. All right. I got a Ghostbuster poster. Oh, Lord. Here, I don't know if that's going to stay up. I'll just put it over here. So, I'm going to get this in a frame and find somewhere on the wall to put it. I got this amazing Ghostbuster poster. So, I'll get a frame at some point and put this somewhere on the wall. But, there you are. And whenever I put this up, I need to get a frame for the Lantern poster. Lantern, I'm sorry. I've been busy. I promise you the Lantern poster will be up soon, my friend. I promise. Because I got to buy some frames for all this stuff that needs to be up on the wall and then I need to hang up on the wall. I just get lazy sometimes. And I apologize, Lantern. I really do, buddy. Alright. So this was the last thing I bought. Like I said, I pretty much bought everything that I wanted to buy today. I told Dave, the only thing we didn't get to today was when you went in the vendors, they had a shitload of people in the middle, and then they had people on the outskirts. So me and Dave went all the way around on the outskirts. I bought a couple things, and Dave said, Fears, it's getting late. Like, I think I'm going to crash. I said, oh, dude, I'm tired. I said, I need to go home. I said, I'll take a shower. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. And I said, I'm going to do a little live, get something to eat, watch one movie, and then I'm off to Betty Buys. The only thing so I pretty much bought everything. The only thing I'm going to get tomorrow is Tom Savini's autograph. I don't know how much Greg Nicotero is. If it's reasonable, I'll get his autograph. And then there's a big movie prop section in the middle of the vendors, and Dave wanted to show it to me. So I said, Dave, if there's a prop that I have to get or need or want, I said, then that's about it. So prop, and then Tom Savini's autograph, and then I'm hightailing it out of there. But I told Dave, I pretty much bought everything that I wanted to buy today. I said, if there's not a prop that I won't, I said, I'll just walk around with you guys, get some more footage, and then I'm going to hightail it out of there. But I've been looking for this Blu-ray for quite a while. Cannot wait to start watching this. The complete series of Freddy's Nightmares, the TV show. Oh, yeah. The complete series. Hell yeah. A very rare gem, a very rare find. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Oh, yeah. And then I got the Ghostbuster Club was handing out free posters, and I got this from part 2. I don't remember his name. It's the Scoleri brothers, but I don't remember this guy's name. It was Larry, and the fat guy was somebody else. I can't remember, but oh my god, it's the Scoleri brothers! So, very cool artwork. Nice. That I got for free. So really the only thing I bought so far, that poster was for free, that artwork was for free. I bought this. I bought this one. This is another rare find. Star Wars, the holiday special. Finally on Blu-ray. So if anybody wants my Star Wars holiday special on DVD, I will mail it to them. So now I've got that hilarious thing on high def. I watch it every Christmas. Celebrate Life Day with Fears. Hell yeah. It's a must. I got a Kit Kat, which I'm going to enjoy right now if you don't mind. Because why not? Kit Kats are fucking great. Yeah. I got this for free. Spooky Empire's catalog. I haven't even looked inside it yet. All the celebrities. Oh, nice. What the hell is this? Okay, I don't know if this is a short film or a horror movie. It looks hilarious. I wouldn't mind watching this movie. Cut Deeper, and then look at this lady. Look how surprised she is. That's hilarious. All right. Nice. Look at this guy. Oh, Lord. They also had some great beer there. The beers of the show. Now we're talking. All right. There we are. Fear's got some nice wall art as my Escape from New York collection grows. An Escape from New York 3D poster to hang on the wall that looks like a VHS. This is probably my favorite find of the day, except for the Freddy. I'd say a Freddy and this. So I bought this. This was pretty cool. It's just all covered in plastic. But yeah, pretty nice find. Pretty nice find. Hell yeah. I got a free Spooky Empire cup. Spooky Empire. And I guess SeaWorld made them, or SeaWorld is promoting Spooky Empire, so SeaWorld presents Spooky Empire. So I can definitely drink my coffee out of that. I got a t-shirt. But not just any t-shirt, my friends. A Scream t-shirt, but not just any Scream t-shirt. A little bit of stabbage. Nice. There we are. Let's see here. I got... Here's where... free. A crap load of stickers. A luggage bag. A luggage tag. I've already got one, but it looks so cool. I was like, well, in case I lose my luggage tag of Stormtroopers, then I'll use this film director one. So, yeah. The best about cons. So, really, I only technically bought this, and this. And then... Oh, and then, I'm sorry. And then I bought Keith Coogan's autograph. So, 4 things. Everything else was pretty much free. So, yeah. What else? Someone gave me a rag, even though I don't need a rag. But, what is this? I got a... Motorhead coffee. There you are. Let's see. Free sticker. Business cards. A mostly dead notepad. I'll never say no to free, my friends. Yeah, let's see. More business cards. Jack Shining sticker. That's cool. Motorhead coffee sticker. I do like coffee. Stickers. Hell yeah, it has speed in it. This is true, Visions. I got a coffee sticker. Bloodline Media. So this is where my professional interview is going to be. So I think they're going to put highlights of it on SpookyEmpire.com. That's what they told me. The rest of it is going to go on Bloodline Media on YouTube. So they said give them about a week or two, and Fears' interview will be on Bloodline Media. Hell yeah. I'm going to write to them because here's all their stuff. If they will allow me to extract that footage and put the main thing on my channel, if they gave me the A-OK, I'm doing it. And I'll put it on the main channel because I haven't uploaded anything on the main channel in a while, and that definitely deserves to be on the main channel. So if they say yes, then it's a go. If they say no, then Dave filmed the whole thing off camera on my GoPro, and they were like, yeah, we're cool with that, so I'll let you guys know. I got a free pen. I got a coffee coaster. And I think me and Dave are going to go to this restaurant called The Pub in Orlando. So, you guys know I love beer. I love coffee. They have an abundance of it at this. Me and Dave are going to go for a vlog. Have a nice lunch. It's happening. Got a skeleton sticker. I got a shitload of stickers. Because there's always something free. Got some gum. There we are. And there we go. So, all in all, a pretty good haul. So, I'm going to give this haul a 12 out of 10. So, yeah. A lot of free stuff. A lot of free stuff. A lot of fun. A lot of good stuff. Let's see. I'd say my favorite thing that I bought, it's a split between this and this. I mean, the Keith autograph is awesome, and this is awesome, and this was this was free. I didn't pay for this, but I'd say that's my favorite find, and that's my second favorite find that I actually bought. So yeah. So not too shabby, my friends. Not too shabby. Beers for fears. Yeah, this is true. This is very true. So, shout out to the fans. I can't wait till November hits. Because as much as I love Halloween, it's been go the last couple of weeks. You see these bags under my eyes? I need some more naps. I need some more rest. I need to catch up on my editing. I haven't went to church in weeks. I need to get back to church. I really do. So, Father, forgive me. I apologize. I apologize. So, yeah. But, on the other hand, you guys got a shitload of vlog footage coming your way. So just give me some time, and they'll be up. One thing about you guys, I love that you guys always follow me, never give up on fears, constant love and support, the likes, the comments, the views. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you guys. I really do. I wouldn't be John Fears without you guys. You guys, I know every once in a while I mess up, but I always fess up for my mess ups. That rhymed, and I didn't even mean for it to rhyme, but it all worked out. I know sometimes people like Crackpot drive me nuts, Danny D drive me nuts, but in the end, it's worth it because the channel is doing so good. You guys are doing so good. Things are getting really better for me. I've been applying for more jobs. I lost a whole bunch of weight. Kate, I swear to God, I'm gonna get back to the workouts. I've been walking, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't been to the gym in a while, but I have been walking. Not every day, a couple times a week, but I'm gonna get back at it. There's been some amazing conventions back to back. Good stuff. A lot of good footage. So things have been going really good, despite a few little problems, but not too bad. But what is life with a few problems? I wish I could say it was all rainbows and sunshines, but sometimes in life you have to deal with criticism, negative people, idiot trolls, shit like that. But I've been trying to do my best to just, let it roll off my shoulders, roll off my back. So yeah, it's hard sometimes. I mean, Danny D has really pissed me off sometimes. He says some evil shit. So is Crackpot. So it's hard. I know they just want a reaction. But, I mean, they've said some pretty crazy, outlandish things. Them making fun of my grandma, my dead grandma, that was pretty fucked up. But that's what they do. There it is. All right. But I can't thank enough I can't thank enough for you guys, the fans. I really do love you guys. You guys are the best. All right, let's see. What's next? Let's see here. Visions, I know you're joking. They have not inspired me. No, no, no. I could care less if they lived or died. What's inspired me to do better is the fans. They are not fans. So, my family and my friends always inspire me. I love being an uncle. That was one of the greatest gifts this year. I remember my brother called and said, "Hey, you're going to be an uncle." When I found out, it was last year, the day of, me and my mom threw my brother that wedding reception party. Because of my dad getting very, very sick, my brother just said, "Hey, John, you need to fly." I flew home for 2 days, and my brother just had a small wedding in the backyard of my mom and dad's ranch house, not the mansion. And then we had a small, tiny little wedding reception party inside my mom and dad's house. Because my dad said, and I agreed. Me and my brother sat down, and my dad said, because I'm getting more sick, I wouldn't feel, he's like, I don't want to be a burden. He goes, I don't know if I could make it through a big ass wedding. And my brother and me were like, let's just do it here. Let's just do it. And I came up with, let's just do it at the house. So I said, then it's more comfortable for you, Dad. My brother's idea was like, hey, why don't we have it outside and then we'll do the reception inside. I'm like, that'll work. So, but me and my mom thought, hey, we should throw your brother a wedding reception party. You guys saw that vlog. That party fucking kicked ass. That was awesome. That was the day of my brother. He opened up some gifts and stuff. I did that. I didn't show that on camera. I didn't film a lot that day because I was like, I want to enjoy hanging out with my family more. I wish I would have got the announcement of Shelton on camera, but my brother stood up and said, hey guys, I got some good news, and particularly from my brother Johnny. And he said, Johnny? And I said, what's up, man? And he goes, you're going to be an uncle. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. And I said, boy or girl? And he goes, it's a baby boy. And I went, nice. Hell yeah, buddy. So all the stuff that I did with my dad, I can't wait to do with Shelton. Play catch with him, ball, teach him how to throw a baseball. We're definitely sitting down and watching Ghostbusters. That's going to be a glorious day. So whenever he's 5 or 6, I'm going to sit him down on the couch. I'm going to sit next to him and be like, all right, Shelton, there's a lot of important movies, but one of the most important movies, shh, it's Ghostbusters. Don't tell anyone. Pop it in, and we'll see how much he likes Slimer and Stay Puft. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. Gotta show him Goonies, so I'm looking forward to all that. So yeah. And I know this is crackpot. I definitely was not a disappointment to my dad. I know you're just saying that to hurt my feelings. I know for a fact because before my dad passed away, my dad gave me a hug and he said, I'm proud of you. So I know you're just saying that just to hurt my feelings, and guess what? You didn't achieve it. Bye, you're gone. So that's Crackpot or Danny D. So yeah. Alright. So there it is. So, but I appreciate everybody's loving and loyal support. I love my fans. You guys are the best. It definitely was a fun day. Me and Dave. Oh man, Dave got, well actually no, I got more footage. Dave said, hey Fears, I forgot to bring the vlogging camera. I was like, oh dude. And I said, are you going to do a live stream on your phone? He goes, I did one yesterday. He goes, if I don't do one today, I'll definitely do one tomorrow. I said, okay. So I got tons of footage. I was going to do a live stream today, but I was so fucking tired. I was like, fuck it. I'll just do a live stream on my phone for the fans tomorrow. So tomorrow, it'll be a lot better if I do it tomorrow. There'll be less people. Zach will be in my live on my phone. I'll be there. So would Dave. I hope James comes tomorrow. So we'll see. Because me and Zach are meeting Dave at the con. So yeah. Oh man. Alright. Let's see. I think I'm going to review Halloween. My Halloween. And then I'm going to save all the movie reviews for tomorrow. Because it's 11:55 and I'm getting tired. So, alright. So reviewing my Halloween. Here we go. So, Halloween 2025 review. It was a big success. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. I'm going to give it a big thumbs up, and I'm going to give my Halloween a solid 9.4 out of 10. It was a good time. So 9.4. Had a kick-ass live stream with Lantern and the rest of the guys. That was awesome. So, Lantern stream was awesome. My show was a big success. Snake Plissken was a rockin'. So, Fear stream. The costume was a big success. Big success. Let's see, what else? I watched 2 movies and 2 episodes of Roseanne. So, out of 22 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds, if Lantern wouldn't have went live, I probably would have watched more, but I wanted to support Lantern. So, again, I was like, I'll watch this episode, then I'll watch a little bit of Lantern for an hour. Then I jump back and watch another episode of Roseanne, watch another hour of Lantern, watched Escape from New York first, and then I ended with the first Halloween. So, 2 of my favorite movies I got to last night. I vlogged a little bit last night, so I vlogged. My stomach was kind of hurting last night because I think I had too much candy, but it was worth it because it was a kick-ass Halloween. So, vlogged a bit. 4 movies. Oh, well, 4 watches, I should say. 4 watches. Let's see what else. Hanging out with the guys. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah. All right, I think that's a good place to stop. I hope everybody else had a good Halloween. Hell yeah. All right. Tina, you are going to love this book. This is chopped full of goodies. So, we're going to get all of Thanksgiving in here, Tina. We're going to get all of the Christmas stuff in here. You're going to love it. You're going to give it a big thumbs up. Whew. There we are. James won't be able to come tomorrow. We're going to Funspot. Okay. Well, Dave said after the con, he's going to go back home, take a shower. Tina, bring over your cake, which I appreciate. Thank you. Finally, Visions, the Hex will be off of Fierce tomorrow. Hell yeah. I feel great, though. Nothing really happened. You know what? Maybe because of the Hex. Maybe that's why my morning was so shitty. Maybe. I have no idea. It could be. There you are. Probably. Anyway. It was a great day. Dave, I'm glad that you had fun. I had fun. So, tomorrow's agenda, breakfast with Zach and Dave, convention, it's a little shorter tomorrow. Today was the big day. It opened up at 11, ended at 8. Tomorrow it opens up at 11, ends at 5. As soon as I achieve my goals and as soon as Zach and Dave achieve theirs, then we're out of there. Because really, I've only got 2 goals. Buy a prop if there's a prop to be bought and that I like, and then just get Tom Savini's autograph, and then I'm gonna hightail it out of there. I didn't spend too much money, not too shabby. So yeah. And then after the con, Dave said he's going to go home, take a shower, get all cleaned up. And I said, well, you're doing that. I'm going to take a shower and stuff. And then Dave's going to bring over, he said he got me a birthday present. Tina got me a birthday present. We're going to open that up. We're going to have some cake. Thanks a lot, Tina. I'm going to give Dave his present because his birthday, was just a while back. So, should be a nice day tomorrow. Vision says, you know what, Fears? It's working out quite nicely. Yeah, because that morning sucked. Ah! It was pretty bad. But, thank God the afternoon and the nighttime kicked ass. As I was walking out, they were like, hey, there's an after party. You want to come up? I was like, no. I said, the 20-year-old version of Fears would have stayed for the after party. The 42-year-old, I was like, no, I'm going to go home, take a shower, do a live stream, eat a late dinner, and then I'm going to conk out and go to Betty Buys. So the 20-year-old of me would have been like, fuck yeah, let's party all night. The 42-year-old, yeah, I'm tired. So, great birthday, great weekend. I can't wait to get back to work on Monday. Hell yeah. A lot of fun, a lot of editing to do, but it's going to be worth it. When you guys see the last few vlogs I got, oh shit. So much good things are coming. Hell yeah. Alright, I'm taking off. Because I didn't even mean to go for 2 hours, but there was so much to discuss about Spooky Empire. And then we're going to review day 3 tomorrow with Zach, me, and Dave. So it's going to be good. So tune in tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Again, always thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, the love, the support. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. You guys are one of a kind. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my friend Boo Khaki on YouTube. Follow Dankness Falls on YouTube. Follow Mama Bear on YouTube. Follow Dave, Papa Bear on YouTube. Follow Horror Fanatic Lance. Lance says peace. Peace out, buddy. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer and Werecamp on YouTube. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Follow my buddy and your guys' buddy, Lantern. Lord Lantern. Master of the belly buttons. He does a show every Thursday night and every Friday night. Now we're talking. Mr. Lantern on YouTube. Follow Lord Visions, King of the Goth. www.exhumevisions.com. Buy some cool shit because he does in fact make some pretty cool shit. Tarman shirt is one of my favorite things I've ever bought. That's fucking awesome. And last, but certainly not least, follow this old fart, Fears. FearsMan26 is the main channel, and then walk your ass on over to my vlogging channel, Fears Vlogs. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And be sure to keep sending that fan mail, because I want to hear from you guys. And send it right here. I can't wait to hear from you guys. Why? Because you guys rule. Alright, this is Fears. Signing off. Peace. Deuces. I'll see you guys later. Peace.